know. Why am I so excited for today's video? Okay, let me calm down. Sometimes I get like way too excited. Okay, I'm gonna calm down. Hey you guys, welcome. I'm Lawless Grant if it's your first time here. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Shout out to you guys. Thanks so much for coming. So for today's video, I know I'm so excited. Now, you guys are already probably about to call me out like, okay, but she uses eyeshadow as blush. And two, you guys are probably gonna call me out because Aunty Pat released her blushes some time ago. And I know I'm only getting to it now. Y'all pray for me, I'm a work in progress, I'm trying. I know, I just had to, like, I went in the store, I saw these blushes and I was like, oh my goodness, they look so good. All right, so let me explain how this happened. So I went into store, minding my own business, browsing around. Aunty Pat was like, hello dear. And I was like, okay, I'm coming over. I know, she called me over and I had to come. I was like, of course, Aunty Pat, I'm not gonna disrespect Auntie. So I went over and I was looking at these blushes in person and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have to just pick these up. I'm gonna bite the bullet. I am going to pick these up. And also I had to pick up one of her quads, which I'm so excited about. So I got 4 blushes and a quad, and honestly, I'm excited to test these out. I have not tested out any of these blushes yet. I have been holding on to these, just waiting until I had time to try them out for you guys in camera. So without further ado, let's dive right in. What is up with my lips? They need some love, okay? So my base is already done. I am wearing, of course, Aunty Pat's foundation, and I'm wearing her concealer. And so just for shade reference, I am in the shade Deep 30 for her foundation, and for her concealer, I'm in the shade MD23. Let's start off with packaging. Now, you guys, I am such a sucker because I feel like if somebody puts something in nice packaging, like I'm just drawn in. I don't know why I am, but I really am. And this packaging I do like. I kind of miss the packaging where she had like little ties. This one right here is a really nice, pretty lavender with the gold packaging all over. Look at the beautiful flowers and the details. Aunty Pat just knows how to represent and present something, doesn't she? And she's got her gold logo popping up right here. And so with this packaging, it's more of like a slide and open type of thing. It is taking me a minute on how to figure out how to open up this blush. Why is this so hard? Like, oh, okay, so you have to push it. All right, so I'm used to her eyeshadows where you literally just pop it open, but this, there's like a little button right here that you kind of have to push in order to open it. But look at this color, oh my goodness, isn't this gorgeous? And instead of having the symbols right here, she actually has the word Pat McGrath Labs. All right, are y'all ready to hear how much these blushes retail for? I know, they retail for $38 each. I know, she's pricey, but what do you expect from Aunty Pat when her eyeshadow palette's already released for like 125 bucks? I mean, she's luxury, okay? This is luxury divine makeup. So with her Divine Blush collection, she released a total of 9 shades. Now, I got the last 4. When I was looking in store, the lighter shades didn't seem like they were gonna show up on me anyway, so I didn't bother to pick those up. But you guys, I bought 4 shades and they're $38 each, so do the math, thank you. You get to see what these shades look like if you haven't already. I know this video's late, sorry. But anyways, let's move on to the description. I don't know why I love to read the description on her products. Like, I just feel like it's part of the whole Aunty Pat experience. I don't know, listen, the packaging, the whole description, I know, real me and I'm done, but I'm here for it. Layerable, luxurious, legendary. Blush like an icon. Pat's most requested launch ever. The instantly indispensable Divine Blush creates a feather-light, long-wearing rush of couture color. Not regular color, but couture color in demi-matte and satin finishes. Ultra-fine powder pigments deliver sensuously, did I say that right? Anyways, soft, brilliantly blendable application. All 9 shades build effortlessly from sheer to subversive, bare to bold to beyond, ensuring a wondrous wash of customizable color, tailored to every skin tone and type. Embossed with radiant roses and sublime sun rays, this new classic is the answer to the eternal question, who makes you blush? sun rays, like what? Okay, if I can go out here and wear this blush and just look like I've just been kissed by the sun, I'm all for it. All right, I know I'm being extra, but listen, it's the whole Aunty Pat experience, I promise. All right, so we're gonna go into all 4 shades that I purchased. And by the way, I really love the imprint that is on the blush itself. I feel like it's such a really nice touch and it looks so beautiful. But this shade right here is called Paradise Venus. Then this shade right here is called Cherish, and it's described as a neutral pink, and it's also a demi matte. All right, so now we've got Lovestruck, and this is described as a fairy pink, and it's also a demi matte. So I just realized that all of the shades that I got are all of the demi matte finish, which I'm not mad about. I'm actually excited to try this finish. I really wish I would have picked up one of the other finishes just so that I could try to see what that looks like, but it's okay. Now, for the very last shade that I'm really excited about, this is called Electric Boom. And this is described as a vivid coral. So I haven't applied any eyeshadow, and I know you guys are wondering like, okay, well, why didn't you do the eyeshadow first? So you can see which blush you want to pair it with. Now, I did it on purpose, only because for me, when I've watched blush reviews in the past, whenever they have their eyeshadow done, sometimes I feel like it's hard for me to always kind of just tell what the blush is by itself. I know it shouldn't be that hard for me, but it is. I don't know, I'm difficult. But I kind of just want you guys to see what the blush color looks like. So I didn't even apply any contour. Now I do have highlight under my eyes, but I purposely didn't apply any contour only because I really want you guys to be able to tell, okay, that's exactly what that shade looks like on my complexion, and not being distracted by my eyes or not having it blurred with the color of my contour. So yeah, so we will do eyes later, but I want to go ahead and test out all 4 of these blushes first. But before I even test them out, I'm going to go ahead and do swatches for you guys. So here are all of the 4 blushes swatched. So this first one right here is called Paradise Venus, and then the next one, I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses on, so I'm like squinting. Then the next one is called Cherish, and then the third one, which one was that? That one's called Lovestruck, and then the last one is called Electric Boom. I'm starting out with the clean blush brush, and so the first shade that I'm going to go into is called Paradise Venus. And I feel like this is just a dusty rose color. So just tapping my brush into the product just once. This is all the product that I picked up on the brush. So let's see how pigmented this is going to be. I am curious to see. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just start by applying this. All right, I see a little bit of color, but I'm definitely gonna go back in because I wanna see some more color. All right, so here is one side so far. And in terms of blendability, it's blending in just fine. I'm not having any issues at all with this. I know, I'm getting carried away. You guys already know how I am with blush. I don't know why. Every time I apply blush, I get so excited. I always get carried away. I don't know what it is. It's like I just can't stop myself. But at this point, I think I've dipped my brush back into the product a few times, not too many. But look at, okay, maybe too many because it's looking super pigmented on my face. But what do you guys think so far? This is called Paradise Venus, and I really like this color. Let me look at my bigger palette so I can get a really nice, good look. I like it. I think this looks really good. And so far, I really like the finish. I like that it's a demi matte. Like, it's not too matte. I feel like it's just perfect. For me, I don't want to have a blush that gives me like shiny cheeks. Like, I don't want this whole portion to just be like shiny and oily looking, especially since I already have combination skin and I can get really oily in my T-zone. I find out that when I use a blush that is like that, that has a lot of sheen to it, it just makes my whole face just look so greasy. So I really love that this has a demi matte finish. I think that this looks good. I really do like the shade. I think it is a really nice flush of color to my cheeks. I could see myself wearing this blush for like a lot of different natural looks and stuff. It looks so cute. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this off and we're gonna move on to the next shade. All right, so the next shade that we have is called Cherish, and I'm just so excited to see what all of these shades are looking like. And this shade right here. Now, something about this shade, as I was swatching this shade, it was this shade and Lovestruck, where like the actual imprint of the rose kind of really sunk in. So I feel like it's a really soft texture. It's also demi-matte like the other two, but it didn't sink in like the other two shades did. So I'm curious to see, but just so far with tapping my brush in, I am getting some kickback in the product, but that could also be because I was swatching it. So let's just see what this looks like. But it does look like there's a lot of pigment on the brush, so let's just see. That's a lot of pigment, but it looks fine. All right, so this shade is picking up some more. Initially, I didn't think it was picking up as much as Paradise Venus did at the start, but you can definitely tell that it's a light pink on my cheeks, which is awesome. Now with some brands, when you apply like a light pink blush, especially on dark skin, it kind of just melts into the skin. It doesn't stand out, like you can't always tell. This is standing out, which I do like. So let's do the other cheek and let's see what this looks like. So in the description, when she said that this was one of her most anticipated releases, I'm not gonna lie, you guys, I've been rooting for Aunty Pat to release blushes for like so long. And then I was like, okay, I'm using eyeshadows, blush, I'm saving money, it is what it is. And then when it came out, I was like, ooh, I really want it. And I was like, no, I need to be financially responsible. Let me take my time and see. And then when I went into the store, I saw them and I just ended up picking them up anyways. So I don't know, you guys, I really try to have self-control, but I will be honest, when it comes to like some of my favorite brands, it's really hard for me to do that, especially if I want to try a new product that they released. Like this is her first time releasing blushes. Honestly, I should have just grabbed these blushes during the first launch. That way I could have had this video up. But I was trying to be financially responsible and wait. So this is what the shade looks like. And yes, I might have over applied this blush a little bit, but I really like it. Oh my goodness, I can see a light pink blush on my skin tone. Like I can wear light pink. Like if I wanted to wear light pink, I would always gravitate to one of Aunty Pat's eyeshadows, or I would even sometimes take the light pink eyeshadow. I think it's called Pinker. Is it called Pinker? It's from the Jackie Aina palette. I can't remember the shade, don't quote me, but it was a light bright pink shade that I would take. But this right here is so pigmented. Like, doesn't this look good? I really like the way that this looks on my skin tone. I feel like it's soft, it's pretty, it's a nice, light, bright pink. And it's cute. Like, I feel like for people with dark skin tones, it's really nice when we can wear stuff like this. It's not that we always have to wear berries or dusty rose colors and things like that. Like, we can wear a nice, light, bright pink, and it looks beautiful. All right, so I'm gonna take this off. I'll be back and we'll try the third shade. So this next shade right here is called Lovestruck, and it's actually a brighter pink than Cherish. So let's see what this looks like next. Okay. Ooh. So far these shades are looking pretty similar, but this shade is definitely looking brighter than Cherish did. All right, so I went a little too much right there, but let's just go ahead and do the other cheek. And let me see, maybe with this cheek, I won't use as much product just so you guys can see what it looks like. I know, I get so carried away, that's my problem. All right, so the right side of my face definitely has less product, but you can really see this bright pink blush. It's really nice. You don't have to pile on product like I did. Normally I wouldn't do this, but I mean, then again, sometimes I do get carried away. Listen. But anyways, this side looks really good. I love the flush of color that I'm getting. It looks good. And see, this is the thing, like I have fun and I want to put on more. And okay, I'm just gonna put on some more. Y'all know my problem. Y'all understand. I just want to see what this is gonna look like. And this looks really nice. Okay, I am really loving this shade. Now between this and Cherish, they're honestly very similar. I feel like Cherish was just more of like a pinkier tone pink, and then this shade called Lovestruck is more on like the purpley side. And I actually think that this is considered more of a berry. I'm gonna look that up because I can't remember. All right, so yeah, that makes sense. Lovestruck is a neutral, Cherish is a neutral pink, and then Lovestruck is a berry pink. So it makes sense why this has a little bit more of a purple berry tone to it than Cherish. So it depends on which kind of pink you're in the mood for. If you want something that's just more neutral and bright, then you can go with Cherish. If you want something that has a little bit of a purple berry undertone, then Lovestruck is your choice. All right, I'm gonna take this off and then we're gonna apply the last one. All right, so for the shade that I have been most excited about, Electric Boom. I promise to change my ways and do better. So I'm gonna start off by applying this light on both sides, and then if I wanna go back and add some more, then I will. All right, let's see what this shade is looking like. So I'm excited for a really nice coral color. I feel like it's so beautiful in the summertime. You can just do a real nice natural look, and if you have a real coral blush on, it's so pretty. Wow, this shade is gorgeous. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's do the other side. All right, so this is Electric Boom. So what do you guys think? Now for me, honestly, I think that this is like my favorite shade. And I love how beautiful it is on my skin tone. You know what's funny? So I did a video for the Makeup by Mario blushes and also the contour sticks. I forget the full name of it right now. But in that video, there was a color that was supposed to be like a lighter coral color. And when I put it on my skin tone, it did not show up the way I envisioned it to or the way that I wanted it to. And with this, like, this is what I want. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why I love Pat McGrath, because I feel like for all shades of the spectrum, I feel like she's got a color, a shade for everyone, for your foundation, for everything that you need, your concealer, and it's just done so well. Like, this is what a coral blush should look like on dark skin tone. I'm so excited about this shade. I'm gonna go ahead and apply more. And okay, like, this is beautiful. Oh my goodness, this is so gorgeous. And this blends in really nicely. Again, I'm a big fan of the finish. You know what? This blush might just be something that I didn't know that I needed, if that makes sense. Like, because y'all know I've been using that eyeshadow faithfully, but this is beautiful. And I love how small this is. I feel like it's such a nice travel-friendly option. I mean, look at this. All right, obviously I'm gonna have to save more of my final thoughts to the end, but I'm sure you guys already know how I feel about these blushes. This looks so good. So I'm gonna leave this blush on actually. I know I don't have on any contour, that's fine. I'm not gonna go ahead and bother putting on any contour or anything like that. But I wanna move on to the eyeshadow palette next. All right, so if you haven't seen my video, I have reviewed some of the quads from Pat McGrath before. If you haven't seen it, please watch it. I absolutely love the eye looks that I came up with in that video. And from the quad that had like the browns and the blues in it, that today still remains probably like one of my most top favorite eyeshadow looks. Like, I am in love with that eyeshadow look that I came up with. So I'm gonna go ahead and link that video above so you guys can watch it when you're done with this one. And this quad is called the Venus in Fleurs Luxe Quad Voyeuristic Vixen. Voyeuristic Vixen, like, what in the world? Am I even saying the word flowers right? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing this stuff, but let's get into reading the description. All right, so the description for this quad says, ignite flirtatiously smoldering fantasies with this luxe limited edition quad. 4 covetably carnal bronze and copper hues span an array of finishes, including crystalline, sparkle, and buildable creamy matte. The silken powder formula glides on, imparting a petal-soft, even layer of intensely saturated color in a single swipe. This captivating quartet was designed to satisfy your most dazzling daydreams, ranging from fetish-worthy artistry to everyday erotic enchantment. Wow. Okay, I'm excited. Oh, so I forgot to tell you guys, the price for this quad is $58. Now I'm trying to remember, I think that her other quads were 60, was it 60, 65, or I can't remember, don't quote me, but I can't remember if those quads were, I can't remember if that was more expensive than this one. I really honestly can't remember, but $58 for 4 eyeshadows is a lot of money. But I will tell you though that her formula is so amazing. And anytime I wear Pat McGrath eyeshadows on my eyes, hands down, I always get so many compliments. People are asking me like what I'm wearing, this, that, and the third. And mind you, I do get that with other stuff that I wear, but it's something about her formula, like no matter where I go, like it's just so eye-catching. And I feel like her formulas don't require that much work or manipulation. It's just so easy to work with. So if you've never tried out, I really do suggest that you go ahead and try one out. Now I wouldn't suggest for a quad to be your first one because she's got so many different types of formulas. But this right here, I'm excited to try out. So here's the palette up close. All right, so this first shadow is called Moonlight Liaison. And you see how her formula just keeps going and going? That is just one swatch. All right, this next shade right here is called Rose Fire Nectar. Oh my goodness, look at this. Okay, so this shade looks like it's like a really sparkly rose gold. Honestly, I feel like that's the best way I could describe it. Oh, even the camera doesn't do this shade justice. This next shade is called After Dusk. And this last shade is called Twilight Bronze. And by the way, as I'm swatching these shades, this formula, like everything in this formula is so soft. Like it's really soft, everything that's in this quad. So this last shade that I just swatched called Twilight Bronze, I feel like this is like a copper, like a copper shade with like light gold in it, if that makes sense. But it's really pretty, and I feel like the shade has almost pretty much like a brown undertone. All right, so let's get into this eyeshadow look. Now, I don't even know what look I want to do, just honestly speaking. I have no idea, but I haven't done a halo eye in the longest time, like I can't remember. And I think I want to go ahead and try to do one today with this. So the first shade I want to take is going to be called After Dusk. And it's this really nice copper brown shade. Well, would I really call this a copper? No, I wouldn't call this a copper, but it is a really nice red tone brown shade. And I'm just going to start out just by placing the product just down on my eyelids. And then I'm going to go back in and blend this out. So this shade is actually darker than I thought. I did not think this shade was going to be this dark. So as I'm putting this shade down on my lid, it's actually turning out to be a little bit darker than what it looks like on the pan. And honestly, I ain't mad at that. I really do like that, only because I really wanted to have some depth to this look and I wasn't sure how deep this shade was gonna be. And I feel like that's another thing with Pat McGrath's browns. Like you often will find out that what you see in the pan, when you put it on your eyes, you're like, whoa, that is pigmented and it's definitely showing up. I forgot to peel the plastic off the mirror. I'm like, what is up with this mirror? Why is it different than her other ones? I didn't take the plastic off. This is a pretty color just to wear on its own. Like, I can see myself taking just this color and smoking it out, blending it out real nicely, and wearing this color all by itself. This color is so pretty. It's prettier than I even thought it was going to be. And in case you're wondering, is this shadow easily blendable so far? It really is. Like, I really feel like I'm honestly not putting in that much effort. And that is a good thing. All right, so the next shade that I want to use is called Twilight Bronze. And I'm just gonna take this shade right on my finger, be bold, and go right in. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh, this is so pretty. This is why I love her eyeshadow formula. This looks so beautiful. So with this right here, I'm just lightly tapping it just in the center of my eye. And then I'm gonna take a brush and then go in and clean up and just make sure I get really nice lines with this halo eye. All right, so I'm taking a flat brush and I'm going back into the shade called Twilight Bronze. And I'm just gonna make sure that I go a little bit higher where my finger couldn't reach. And you know what? I actually want to wet this shade just so I can be more precise. So I'm just grabbing my Rare Beauty spray that's right here by me. And I'm going to dip my brush into that before I dip it into Twilight Bronze. And whenever I do a halo eye, which I haven't done in a while, I like for it to have some type of like waterfall reflective effect. Now I know that probably sounds so weird, like what is that? Now I like for the top to be a little bit longer and thinned out and a little bit more narrow as it gets down closer to my eye. And the thing about halo eyes is that they can often take some time just to finesse and get it where you want, and a lot of, you know, back and forth in between shadows. But trust me, if you take your time and do it, it can come out so beautifully. But yeah, halo eyes can definitely be more work. So if I know that if I'm in a rush, I don't always gravitate towards a halo eye. That's just me. Some people really like it and they feel like they can do it like real quick. For me, I like to take my time just to make sure that the shape of my halo eye looks really good. And I know some people also cut their crease when they do, or not necessarily cut their crease, but they'll use concealer first or an eyeshadow primer before they set their shadow down with their halo eye. For me, knowing that I'm working with Pat McGrath shadows, there is no need for me to do all that. Like, it is just so much quicker. So I'm gonna take a more detailed bullet brush and I'm just gonna go right in the corner with that shade called After Dusk. And now I want to go back into Twilight Bronze and just detail that even more. So I definitely want to use a shade called Rose Fire Nectar. This shade looks like it is fire. Like, I don't know if you guys can even tell and properly pick that up, but it's so beautiful. Like, it looks holographic. So I just want to put this right in the center. I'm just taking my finger and just tapping this on. So I am getting some fallout. I'm just gonna take my brush and just dust that off. One of the tricks that I like to use when working with this formula is really just looking down and applying that shadow just so it doesn't fall on my face, but it falls down since I'm looking down. Man, this shade is so pretty. So again, I'm just taking my finger and just tapping right on in the center. And I'm lightly tapping just to marry the two shades together. I'm gonna take a smaller blending brush and go back into After Dusk, and I wanna use this on my lower lash line. I'm gonna use her eyeliner just to line my top lash line. All right, so there's one more shade left that I wanna use in the palette. And that shade is called Moonlight Liaison. So I want to go ahead and use that as my inner corner highlight. And I'm just going to go right into my inner corner. Oh my goodness, this look, y'all. Alright, you guys, so lashes are on. Oh, I'm loving this look even more now, but I really need to do my lips. So I grabbed my Pat McGrath liner, and this is in the shade Branabeau. I don't know how to pronounce this shade, but I'm gonna go ahead and use this just to line my lips. So I do like this color, but I want a darker brown. So I'm gonna grab a darker brown, and this is from Dose of Colors times Nima Tang, and this is called Chocolate Chip. So congrats again to you, Nima. Oh yes, this is beautiful. So this is Pat McGrath's lipstick in Christy. Always dropping stuff. So in one of my videos, I did a makeup haul where I did pick up like this 3-in-1 pack of Pat McGrath's lip glosses. So this is in the shade, let me see if I can see this. It's called Dreamscape. And I really like the reflex that are in this. And I actually haven't used this yet, so I'm curious to see what this is gonna look like. Wow, this matches the tone that's on my eyes. Oh my goodness. Wow, Dreamscape, this is so pretty. Wait, I think I wanna add some more. I wanna add some more. I know, you guys are like, Cheryl, why are you doing all this? All right, you guys, so this is the finished look. What do you guys think? All right, so let's just go through everything one by one. Let's talk about my final thoughts. Now, you guys know I have a special place in my heart for Aunty Pat, but I really wanted to see how these blushes performed, what the finish was like, what the color payoff was. And honestly, you guys, all 4 of the shades that I bought, now all of this was the demi matte. I didn't get any of the other finish, and that was my mistake. I'm sorry, but I will try one of those out just so I can see what the finish is like. But all 4 of these, all 4 shades that I picked up, I absolutely love them all. I'm honestly really impressed with the quality. I think the quality is superb. You get a lot of product for a blush. Now, mind you, each one is $38, so it is really pricey. I would say even if it's maybe just one shade that you're interested in, you can just pick up one. You don't have to pick up all 4 that I picked up. If I could only choose one shade out of this, it would hands down be Electric Boom. I think this shade is so pretty. It's such a really nice bright coral, and it does what it should do on deep dark skin, and that is what I would expect a coral to look like. And for me, this is hard to find for my skin complexion. I can't always find a really nice bright coral shade, but Aunty Pat did it for me. I have to look no further. So do I think that these blushes are great? Yes. Do I absolutely recommend them? 100%. They're phenomenal. Now, yes, I love this eyeshadow quad. I really do. It is $58. Now, if you've never tried out one of her eyeshadow palettes before, I don't suggest that you try out a quad. She has so much to choose from. Maybe if you're interested, I can do a separate video on that, but I really love this quad. I think it's great quality. The formula is so eye-catching and beautiful. Everything blended in together. I really honestly love the color story of her quad. I think that she does such a good job with that because I feel like everything talks to each other and relates to one another. And I feel like for every quad that she has released so far, the color story is always on point. Don't forget to follow me on my Instagram, which is @LalasBrain_. And if you like this video, go ahead, subscribe to my channel, and go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. So thank you guys so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.